Yes.
Bogdanov, he did it.
Il bought.
He went all in.
Dumpy. No! No!
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. When it comes out, zero.
Just hodl, bro.
Welcome to the TGH podcast. First week of April and the market is still holding up. Loads more bullish news. Things seem to be staying stable. How are you guys today?
Great. Really good. How are you?
Great.
Hell of a week. Happy to see that the market has held up after such a bullish move. We actually went 8 days straight green. So
did we really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's
not...
kind of funny because with all the bullishness, it doesn't feel overhyped either.
I know.
Which is kind of nice.
I know. No one's actually mentioned that. I just looked at the chart the other day and I saw, wow, 8 days consecutively green, and the entire way up. Most people were just
like no resistance really. It just kind of we're gonna pump now.
Yeah,
we're gonna go up now. Hope you guys are bought in.
Yeah, I think you had a lot of people saying as well. It's gonna be a tough resistance to crack. There's not enough volume, and in the end, we broke through, and it wasn't even like we didn't even have to test it for long. We just literally broke straight through. 8 days consecutive, so that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, and now people are all like, "Oh, we didn't break through 48K," and it's like, dude, we just pumped from 38 to 45 instantly, and you're complaining? Come on, man, it takes some time. Chill.
Love it.
But no, overall, pretty good week again, I would say.
What have we got this week, news-wise, Keegan?
Yeah. So we started off kind of with some pretty big news midweek, actually. One of the reasons we started to cool off a little bit, I think, was Europe officially announced that their transactions over 1,000 euros are going to have to include KYC if you're sending it to an exchange, centralized exchange, which is super not cool in my opinion. It would be like you sending $1,000 to a friend and you having to do KYC through your bank both ways.
You also have to KYC the guy who's receiving the money, so basically you have to give all his information on top, which is fucking crazy. Just crazy.
God.
And imagine 1K transactions. Like, honestly, who's trading less than 1K or moving less than 1K? Especially on Ethereum, when the fees are $50 or so, you always move more than 1K.
How? So first of all, sorry guys. First of all, how are they going to manage the sheer amount? Where's the infrastructure and logistics coming from?
Great question.
And in my opinion, off the bat, this goes against all the ethics and morals that crypto represents.
It is 100% against everything crypto stands for. Yeah,
it's against the entire core. Values and reasons why we're here, why crypto exists. Is this really going to happen, or are they just hoping, or are they throwing ideas, or is this happening?
I think it's going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if they make the rule set and they say to the centralized exchanges, you have to do this, the centralized exchanges will comply.
They have to.
Will decentralized wallets still exist, or is that it? Is it?
No, they'll still exist.
Will it be illegal? Will it be illegal to send funds though without KYCing, or is it just?
Well, this decentralized sort of would mean in that case that you still hold your keys, but it's not anonymous anymore. So when you send, you have to KYC. The guy you send to has to KYC. When you try to send to an exchange, the exchange will have to know that this is your wallet, so that you kind of have to create the connection between wallets and yourself, which, it's just going to be really bad for us people in crypto.
Can't believe it. We've had nothing but bullish news the last few weeks.
Yeah. This is quite bad, but this is only Euro, and it's only taking place in, I think, 2 years or so.
Can't even,
I
can't even pretend to be excited, or that, like, it's all right. It's
not.
It's really not
going to include UK, or is UK excluded from that shit?
This is what I wanted to know, and I think
I think you're excluded, to be honest. But
We are excluded, but the UK
UK is going to have
will
the same
likely
shit in
follow.
place. Yeah.
100%. Like Indiana said, the UK will 100% follow, and so will USA. Everyone will follow. I think what's upsetting for me is this was the first kind of domino, and it took that to fall, the first domino to fall, and all the rest will follow. So that's really, yeah, it's
And so
not good.
I will say though, in light of this, this is a good reason now to get your own wallet. And I hate the term unregistered or self-hosted wallet or whatever the fuck it is. It's your own wallet. None of this bullshit about it not being on an exchange. It's yours. It doesn't matter. We should call them wallets and rent wallets. That's what a centralized exchange is. You're renting from them.
Yeah,
so
you don't own you don't own your keys when your crypto
on
is
them.
on an exchange. You don't own your keys, so you should 100% not have it. Not have long-term holds. This is just for people to understand sort of the newbies.
The whole unregistered wallet bullshit coming from the media, I think, is just lame as hell. Because it just should be your wallet. There's no.
Yeah.
I don't register. I can't even.
Yeah. On this subject, by the way, sorry guys. Earlier in the week, we wrote a tweet out, a short thread on how, regarding wallets, you shouldn't hold more than. I mean, this was my opinion. Obviously, everyone can have their own take on this, but more than 25% of your capital in one wallet.
That should be absolute max, definitely.
Absolute max. You should have hot wallets and cold wallets. Hot wallets is which you trade your funds, only the funds you're willing to trade and risk. Cold wallets should hold the majority of your capital.
Yeah.
And that is there. They are there. You don't touch them unless you're putting money in, taking it out. It's not a daily thing where you're in, out, in, out, in, out. You don't want to be touching the cold wallets, simple as, unless, maybe it's like a once every month or a couple of month thing. But hot wallets you're interacting regular with. But if something goes wrong, you get hacked, then it's only a small amount of money. But I see a lot of people losing large amounts of money because they're interacting with all of their capital in one hot wallet, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Wake up.
Don't click random sketchy links.
Exactly. That's something I just wanted to mention. We recently had a couple of hacks, and they've been kind of promoted on Twitter. So people clicked on random links in their emails, and another one was like clicking on random Telegram links and stuff. Like, this gets all your money lost. In those examples, they lost NFTs, but those NFTs were fucking millions. So
the Bored Ape
one mistake
example,
and your money's fucking gone.
Over and over again. I swear people keep selling their Bored Apes for like 0.1 each. And I'm like, dude, how do you keep being hacked?
There's also, what are those files on Telegram? People come in, scammers come in, they just throw a file, they throw a file in Telegram. All you have to do is open it, and that's it. Bang,
click.
Done. One click.
Yeah.
So it's so important. Anyway, guys, I think we spent enough time on that. What's the next?
We did. Let's go to the bullish side of things. Grayscale has considered flipping the script, quote unquote, on the SEC. They apparently have been trying to file for a Bitcoin ETF for over a year now, and have been throwing in like improvements every time the SEC says no. So at this point, Grayscale is essentially saying, if you don't give us a Bitcoin ETF, we're just going to sue you, because we've done everything possible, and there's no reason not to have a Bitcoin ETF at this point, which I think is hilarious.
And they have the money to do so, I guess.
Oh, 100% they have the money to do so. It's a real life no you, like, because usually you see the SEC going and suing everybody, and Grayscale's like, well, now you're just inhibiting the free market.
Didn't XRP just win the law case against the SEC?
They're on the winning side, aren't they?
It's not over yet, so
it's not over yet.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think XRP are choosing now to prolong it because they're winning. But
as much as I hate XRP on this shit, I'm obviously on their side.
It's a win for crypto. If XRP win that, it's a win for crypto.
Huge win,
regardless of if you like XRP.
Yeah, I've got a new question for you. How does Grayscale compare to BlackRock? There's no comparison, is there?
Grayscale is a crypto ETF, sort of, and BlackRock is a investment fund or some shit. So they are invested in all kinds of companies and
Right.
have a lot of money under management.
BlackRock own a majority of.
I think BlackRock is the biggest.
Yeah, biggest
They
company
are
in
the
the world.
largest
Yeah,
portfolio.
Biggest company in the
biggest
world.
wealth manager, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's the biggest company in the world. They own
Wealth fund.
most. But,
Okay.
What else have you got, Keegan?
Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. So according to a Quinnipiac poll on March 24th, pretty recently, approximately 43% of US citizens think that crypto will become the dominant economic force in the future. Which is kind of a lot, but actually doesn't really tell the whole story. So 55% of Americans between 18 to 29 and 53% of Americans between 30 to 49 think that crypto will become the dominant economic force. So it's basically anyone over 50 and over 65, they think much less of the idea. 50 to 65 thinking only like 40% of them think it will be a dominant force, and anyone over 65, only 21%, which is really unfortunate because a lot of people over 65 are running the country. So
Yeah. But I'm still surprised there's 21% of people over 65 because
yeah.
if I look around, who I know in my life, no one old. You know, if I'm offending people there who are 65 plus, calling them all old. But they just don't believe in crypto or understand it or care. They're just
No, I mean,
sort of
21% still pretty. I mean, that's a 1 out of 5
Really?
people. That's
really
still
high.
that's quite a lot
Yeah.
more than I would have expected.
Same.
100%, exactly. I don't know any. So to hear that
True.
to 1 in 5 Americans over 65, it's like what?
Yeah,
So-
and for anyone, you know, aged 18 to 29, it's over 1 out of 2. You know, 55% is a lot. It's pretty rare that you can get 55% of the population to agree on anything.
So we're pretty sure that crypto's staying, aren't we? Then
No worries.
Yeah.
are we all right now? We're
I
gonna be
would
all right.
actually like to see a comparison between fiat and crypto amongst young people, how they think about banks and how they think about crypto.
That would be a good poll.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. If anyone sees that, let us know.
So I think the skepticism amongst people when it comes to banks are growing, especially amongst
100%.
younger people.
I know I am, and I'm 24-ish. So
the weird thing is, I sent out a tweet earlier saying if you told me 3 years ago people would blindly invest in anything that had
I've seen it.
ape, donkey, musk, safe, moon, then I wouldn't have believed. I wouldn't have believed you, Rocket. I wouldn't have believed you. But now, today, people just can't get enough, and I don't understand it personally. I'm still very traditional when it comes to investing. I'm like, I want to do my research, make sure the team's good. But,
some fundamentals.
Am I gonna throw my net worth on a shitcoin? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you got stoned, guys. You know. Yeah, so in further news, not as great of news, but you know, still gonna report on it. The Ronin bridge was hacked for a whopping $650 million.
Was that the biggest hack ever in DeFi?
Yes, officially the biggest hack ever. And some people were joking that the hacker waited a few days because ETH then pumped, and now it's the largest hack ever.
And I've read somewhere, I'm not sure if it's true or not. So the team identified the hack 6 days after it happened. Is that the case? So 600 million gets stolen, and it takes them 6 days to identify the hack? Or
that's the wildest part, is that no security measures were in place to be like, oh, hey, someone withdrew like all of this ether. And it only was found out when another user tried to withdraw. I think he tried to withdraw like 20 ether or something like that.
Crazy.
And the bridge was like, yeah, there's no ether left. And he was like,
guys.
Yeah, hey guys, we should probably check this. And hey, there's
shocking.
$650 million missing.
So does that does that indicate that security might not have been good? The fact that they didn't even know about it shows that they were incompetent, possibly.
I would honestly say so.
It's been mentioned a few times, and I would agree, yeah.
There's no other way around. So even if the security is not in place or not proper secured, how can you not identify a $600 million hack only after a user 6 days later tells you about it? That's
Well,
Only-
and that
just nuts.
only in
it's that's been
crypto.
mentioned quite a
Only in
bit. It's
crypto.
super easy to get a chain link oracle and just literally connect it to say, hey, if there is a withdrawal that goes below this limit for the vault, there is, you know, an alert sent out so that the devs can obviously see it. It's not hard. It's basic security that has been instituted in a lot of other vaults. And yeah, not knowing for 6 days, like, come on, man, your protocol is worth billions.
Exactly.
you
It's
should have
not
a
some
little
small
more-
shit kind of so.
Yeah, this is not a
Mm.
$50 million small cap. It's a $4 billion operation.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it not great, but ironically, the hacker sent his funds to FTX, which is KYC.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So
Yeah.
what is that all about? Oh my god! So he has to now KYC to get them off again.
So either he
It's
bought a
not-
fake KYC and he's just going to get away with it, or FTX is just going to take the ETH back and refund.
Oh my
'cause-
actual god!
Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried already released a tweet saying, "Hey, we're going to look into this and, you know, shut it down where we can and try and help, because obviously it's a lot of money." But yeah, but we'll see what happens with the ETH because it was a lot.
Crazy. It almost reminds me of those two.
Exactly what I was thinking of.
You know,
And
I know. I bet everyone was thinking. I bet everyone was thinking that as soon as they found out that.
it's like
What do you call
we
it?
are
Those-
experiencing so much crazy shit in crypto.
It's just
So
crazy.
you could make like crazy Netflix TV shows and people would laugh their fucking ass off because
Yeah, but like,
there's just so unbelievably crazy stuff happening in crypto.
do you think that it sort of gives the space a bad name in some respects?
It
Because like
Sure.
one of my cousins
Does.
who knows I'm into crypto saw that news on I forget what her name was, the couple who stole
Yeah.
you know from Bitfinex, and she messaged me
Yeah.
and it was almost like she was implying, "What are you up to?" As if everyone's fucking dodgy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah, all hacking exchanges and shit.
yeah, I'm just like, oh god. And I tried explaining what happened, and then I looked even more dodgy for knowing straight away. Well, this is what happened, and I'm like, oh. She's like, well, how do you know all that? I'm like,
Because it was
I just-
news.
I read into it. I'm like, what sort of
Yeah.
normies get like suspicious when you actually know something or you understand, and they're like, well, why are you so interested?
Mm.
Why aren't you so interested? Why
Yeah,
don't
true.
you care? That's my issue. Normies are like saying to me, why are you so interested? And I'm saying to them, why aren't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I mean? You're the same in Indiana, aren't you? You're always you've always been like that as well, haven't you? I think we all have. Go on, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've been in situations like that where you're talking about it, or people do the exact same thing. Like they just don't understand it, and you just think, what you need to know. Like you need to know about this stuff.
Going on to the next news, Mr. Sailor, Mr. Famous Sailor, takes on another $205 million loan against the Bitcoin he already possesses in order to buy more Bitcoin. Sailor,
Unbelievable.
I know it's kind of weird. Literally took out a loan on his Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. So, you know, literally the definition of going all in. His long-term bet of continually buying Bitcoin doesn't appear to be stopping, and he's basically said he will keep buying it until he can't. So
And that's literally what he's doing.
yeah, he just keeps buying it. So
I just think,
he officially has a liquidation price now. Yeah, it's around 33,000 some odd dollars, but I mean,
What?
Yeah.
he can always technically add more.
He can stock up with Bitcoin. And
or
or the
decollateralize
liquidation.
through other routes if he wanted to.
Unbelievable. I've just got to say, like, I understand like why he's so bullish, but at the same time, I think you should be practicing proper risk management and leading by example, and kind of going, even though we love the space, like, still diversify into other assets. He's just like,
people are
fuck that.
joking and calling him like Giga Chat and all that shit, and I think he really is a fucking degenerate, honestly.
Oh yeah, just going
100%.
all in. Yeah,
You can't deny that. I mean, let's
Then
just
again,
look
I
at
mean,
things.
okay, I will admit his opinions are based on pretty good arguments.
Yeah,
yeah.
His argument for essentially like buying land in Manhattan is a really good metaphor. That you are buying something that will, in the long term, be built on and collateralized via, and so it's going to be worth a lot. You'll never have to sell it. Which is good. It's a good theory, in my opinion. As we can see, it's literally being done by UST and Luna collateralizing their system. So that's just one example. El Salvador being another. More countries on the way, obviously. But
yeah,
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I think he is the extreme side of things. But I mean, I've seen dumber stuff.
I was more thinking from a perspective like, I'm not sure if it's his money or if it's the company money. When it's the company's money, you have employees, you have shareholders, you have a ton of people relying on you to succeed or to do well. And if you risk too much, you're basically not just risking your money and your future, but all the people involved in this. So that's kind of the perspective I'm looking at.
So with regards to that, he actually offered a way out at the beginning. So in the year 2020, when he was deciding all of this, he's like, where do I go with all of this money? Because inflation's obviously a thing.
Yeah.
If I just leave it in cash, it's going to go, it's going to just dwindle over time. What do I do? And so he said, okay, Bitcoin is our option moving forward. And he gave the investors the option. You can have your money right now. You can have your stocks back. We'll just sell them all and we'll buy them back from you. Yeah. And anyone else that wants to stay, you can. And so anyone else that's staying, in my opinion, is along for the ride. They are down with whatever he's doing.
One of us.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, like, 'cause we're all sort of kind of in the same boat, but I just feel like it is really extreme. And
it is.
I like Michael Saylor. I think he's good for the space. I think he's amazing. People like that. He's done so much for the space. Way more than Elon Musk. Way more than any of those other guys. You just pop up,
Elon Musk didn't do fucking anything for us.
Elon Musk just he just shit all over the space with Doge and then just meme tokens and bullshit. He's just a hype merchant. But Saylor's definitely good for the space. But whenever I watch him, I just feel like, what's he trying to prove? Because he's like, it's almost like he's trying to prove something, like this is his, and I hope it succeeds, but my question to you is, obviously, we're 99% sure he's going to succeed, and all this is going to be, go really well.
Yeah.
And if it does, will we be having the same conversation when Bitcoin's at $1 million, saying, well, he took loads of risks? Because it's not a risk then, is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the whole hindsight being 2020.
Hoping we're around when it hits there.
Say again, Indiana. Sorry.
Just saying, I hope I'm around when Bitcoin gets to $1 million. Just be madness seeing Bitcoin at $1 million.
25 years away, mate.
It's already 2022.
5 years is fun.
5 years. Yeah.
The year. We'll do 5. We'll do 5 years.
So speaking of massive Bitcoin, by the way, massive Bitcoin buys and kind of being a little risk on, we've got Dokuan purchasing even more Bitcoin. Dokuan is the founder of Terra, obviously, and he has now purchased 30,727 Bitcoin in the past 2 weeks. For the quick mental math there, that is about-ish $1.4 billion, which is a lot of money in 2 weeks.
It is.
Kind of ridiculous. We'll include the Bitcoin Treasury wallet in the show notes. If you want to see, you can literally just watch him keep accumulating Bitcoin. The plan is to get 40% of UST collateral as Bitcoin, so he's just gonna keep buying. So yeah, don't pull a middle of the bell curve there. He's literally just buying Bitcoin.
Is it still OTC and on the market, or mostly OTC?
From what I've heard, I don't know if it's just rumor, but the OTC markets are not selling because they realize some dude's buying $10 billion worth.
I was going to say that last week. I was like, if you know all these whales are buying massive amounts, why would you be selling cheap? Yep. It's like, you wouldn't. You'd be like, it's even more reason to hold.
Yeah,
And
they don't want to sell on the OTC because they're like, this giga whale wants to enter with 10 billion. Like,
Giga whale. Someone
he's kind of
called
a
me a
giga whale.
Someone called me a giga whale the other week. Remember that in compete chat? What do you mean? It was like, it wasn't even that big of a buy, but it was the first time someone the giga whales are entering. I was like, fucking give it.
It's like a 0.01 buy.
$200.
All
Everyone,
holders are welcome. All holders are welcome.
Jeets are all there buying $20, $30. I come in $200.
Mbappe's GDP in one go.
I'm not fucking selling.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh.
What's
So,
next?
speaking of good Bitcoin news, we've now reached the 1 year hodl wave at new all-time highs again, or well, kind of at all-time highs. We're at 64% right now, and the last time we were at this percent was the summer of 2020. If any of you don't remember the summer of 2020, it was literally right before the parallel run to 60K. So, you know, obviously history doesn't repeat, but bullish signal in my opinion. Really good to see.
Definitely makes sense that it's bullish for people to understand. It's like the amount of Bitcoins which hasn't been moved for, I think, 1 year or so.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a bullish signal. And
I mean, yeah.
I think Datadash is
People are
also
like, I
always
don't wanna
using one of
sell.
these.
Yeah.
You know, you reach the year line and you're like, I'm not gonna sell. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
good.
sorry guys, just to give people a clear understanding. Long-term holders are holding and accumulating more. Short-term holders who bought in the summer near the top were mostly the people who were selling short-term. Is that what we're seeing? Is that just give people a bit of a round up there?
Yeah, sort of the amount of flippers is also decreasing. So the number of holders is going up, and we are now basically, as Keegan just said, at all-time high levels.
Which then, if you do get retail to come back in, you know, the flippers, if they start coming back in, then it's going to push even higher because you have a higher base of people that aren't selling, which is good. Overall.
Do you know when retail are more involved in the market, it's more volatile because we've got more emotions, more novices, people with less experience. But I kind of like that because it does give you opportunity to take advantage of it, and it also spices things up a little bit. And my question now, where I'm going with this now is retail are slowly getting pushed out, aren't they? And institutional sort of banks and things are taking over now. When it becomes a more
they haven't yet, thankfully.
Yeah, I know, but when it becomes more institutionalized, it's a whale game. Do you think we'll see that? We'll still see that sort of volatility that we saw with retail, or do you think it'll be more of a steady kind of slower moves?
At some point, at a higher valuation, and when all these institutions got in, liquidity is much deeper than it is right now. We will lose a lot of that, like swings and shit.
Yeah.
But I think until that, we easily got 2 or 3 more years, easily.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that comes down to the log curves too. Just that as time goes on, you're going to have extended cycles and decreased returns. Just because as you get larger market caps, you're going to have less volatility as a percent of your total market cap.
Yeah, and every cycle we're seeing diminishing returns, aren't we? On every single cycle. So that's something else, isn't it? That's worth pointing out.
Yeah, Benjamin Cohen is a huge advocate of that. Shout out to him. He has really great videos on that.
He really does. And on that note, make sure you follow the TGH Twitter and subscribe. We said this last week. We need to point this out. Guys, we're bringing a roundup of the news every single week, and loads of work is going into this. We're putting loads of time into it. The least you could do is follow, subscribe, and support us. And in just watching this for 30 minutes, you're also getting a blast of what's happened in that week, which is very handy, isn't it? Just keeps you updated on what's been going on.
It is. It's nice. Yeah. When I've been doing these, I've been staying more updated too, which is kind of cool.
And you've been you've been doing all this, Keegan, and even half of this news tonight, I don't even know, but now I do, and it's so important. It's so important
Good.
for me. it's so important for me because I'm like, shit, I should know that. Like, I should really know that. So
Well-
we've just been so busy, haven't we, doing our own things, trying to bring
Yeah, we
bring
have.
value. Trying
It's a
to bring
busy
value.
time. You
Yeah.
can feel the bulls are back. You
100%.
can feel it in buy dip season. It's
So-
the buy the dip season.
Can we finish off the news section and get over to our TGH picks?
Yeah. So we're gonna finish off with what I thought was the biggest news of the week, bullish wise, which was MetaMask is integrating Apple Pay. Presently, they're running through Wire at the moment, so you can buy crypto through Apple iPhones, and it just runs through Wire. They will be doing a direct connection soon, but this is huge because a billion people around the planet use iPhones. So just do that math. There's only like 110 million people in crypto. A billion people use iPhones. So massive adoption. Regardless if you like Apple or not, I think it's pretty bullish, I would say.
Love it. You sold that to me then. Yeah, you sold that to me. I really can love that conviction. And a billion people use iPhones. Sell it to yourself. I just like fucking love it, mate. Honestly,
It's a lot of people. Like,
Absolutely,
are you kidding me?
It is.
It's
I
10x the size
was just
of all
like
of crypto.
that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. It's
Yeah.
massive. It's
Yeah,
massive.
it's barely being mentioned. And then Reddit
Yeah.
also integrated NFTs. They have 450 million users monthly.
Unbelievable.
That's casual.
But it's also the fact that Apple is adopting that, which shows it gives another layer of legitimacy to the space, and people on the sidelines are going to see that and go, "Hang on a minute, it can't be that bad."
Yeah.
Apple. Say again, sorry.
Maybe it's not a scam after all.
Yeah, as we get to the top, as we get right to
Always.
right to the top. Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's what happens, isn't it, guys? Sorry, is that people say, "Oh, it's a scam," and as soon as you get to the top, they go, "Oh, it mustn't be a scam." Then they buy, then it dumps, then they go, "Oh, it is a scam." It is a
It
scam.
was a
Yeah, what the
scam.
fuck is this?
That's what happened in 2017. Is that the hype? No one thought it was going to dump in 2017. Anyone who says, "Yeah, I need to take profit," no one thought it was going to dump because it never had. Because never had hype like it before. It was the
Honestly,
first.
I think that's why this year of consolidation has been kind of nice. There was that run up, and then we just kind of held for a year,
Yeah,
and we kind of proved that it's not just gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no matter what you tell me, there is 100% a lot of people out there with PTSD still from 2017, and they cannot get over that crash, and they just base all their sentiment on that PTSD and emotions that they had. They can't let it go. You have to let it go, don't you? And you have to deal with the facts of today and not try to, justify and have that bias based on your emotions, because you got wrecked in 2000. We all got wrecked, didn't we?
You become numb to it
Well,
over time, don't
I
you?
wasn't
The
here.
market and the tech was
not all of us.
completely different back then.
Yeah,
And
different.
it was different. So
We didn't have anything. It was purely just speculation. Nothing
know-
but speculation.
100%. And do you know what? You step back, don't you, and think, where are we now? Bitcoin's an institutional asset class. We've got banks, adoption, countries, making it
DeFi, NFTs.
illegal tender. Yeah, DeFi, NFTs, metaverse, all these utilities, use cases. I was like, what? I
And speaking of
can't
that,
believe it.
we've got some wild updates for the week too, for more TGH picks.
Love it.
Yeah. The small caps are doing very well this last week. Now that Bitcoin and ETH have kind of chilled a little bit, the alts are playing really fun. Hustle has successfully completed their land sale. All 500 land plots sold out. So congrats to you guys. We think that's
Should have bought
awesome.
one.
There's so much hype around this. There was a lot of people on Twitter really excited, and they successfully sold out in less than a few hours. So keep an eye out there for when that goes live, but huge congrats to them. Great to see. And then their music marketplace is also dropping this week, so keep an eye out for that also.
So that's why the price is pumping. Sorry, that's why the price is pumping.
No, it is. I mean, we're not going to complain about that. Like, people are finally realizing that, really
100%.
good metaverse.
I just wish we had bought a plot of land. TGH had bought a plot of land.
Oh, that's
what
a
it
good
is.
idea. We should do that.
It's what it is.
Buy a land somewhere.
Well, you know, I said that 'cause earlier on. I was watching a YouTube video on Sandbox. I wanted to see the gameplay up to date. It's in Alpha Stage 2 now or something, and it was showing you all the people who had bought plots of land.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I always kick myself for that because back then we got into Sandbox really early. We had them over.
early.
Literally
never got
stupid
land.
early. We could have bought land so cheap, couldn't we?
Well, same with Axie for me. Like, I should have gotten land. I should have. It was dumb not to. In hindsight, yeah. But no, Hustle, very, very great news there. So congrats to them for that. Moving on to Spintop, they have officially ended their public vesting unlocks. Which is nice. Yeah, we can all a little celebrate there. So there's no more
finally
vesting dumpings. Every month. And thankfully, we also have the Spin Starter extremely soon. The first IDO will be coming up here. They've already integrated a whole bunch of pools and stuff, so we're really excited for whatever their first IDO is. Make sure to stay tuned in for that.
Yeah, it has been announced. I think tomorrow it's closing very soon. Yeah. So if you do want to enter that first IDO on Spin Starter, you need to accumulate your spin and try to enter that very soon. I don't know when it is. I can't quote a date, but it's
redo your
KYC.
That's what I've heard.
Yes. Yeah. On
That's
there,
very important.
to redo the KYC. Yeah.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
Just to make sure everyone's all good to go. But yeah, so great news for them. We're looking forward to their first IDO here. So moving forward, Polygon has recently released their first ever identity platform using zero knowledge proofs. This is really cool. The first time I've seen this was Kilt, making basically decentralized identification, wallets, which is really cool because you can use ZKs to make it anonymous. You don't have to share all of your info while like signing into stuff, which is really nice. You can have your identity and then also have all of your background information while not letting anyone else see all of your background information. So really great advancement there. And Polygon's obviously a huge leader in the space as a sidechain for ETH. So would love to see this pop off in the future. I think it's pretty cool.
Love it.
Yeah, so a little much smaller cap than Polygon. Compy has officially announced that their holders will get to access gameplay soon. If you hold over 8 million tokens, you'll be able to access the alpha. And then as time goes on, Justin said that they will be lowering that limit, obviously, so that if you have less than that, you'll be able to join, but they don't want to overload the server at the beginning. And then they also want to make sure that, the earliest supporters get to try out the game first.
Yeah.
So overall,
great update. So people can actually play the game and see what it's all about. That's a really nice update.
I mean, I won't lie to you guys. I was sort of skeptical. It just looked too good to be true.
It looks too good, yeah, exactly.
It just looked too good to be true. I was just like, it just even the average investor was messaging me going, I'm not investing because it just looks too good to be true. I don't believe it, and now they are obviously offering people to play the game. So let's see, maybe they'll take it right to that moment.
He was on live Twitch last week, playing the game, playing multiple game modes, racing with the alpha testers, like people in the Discord that got to join early. But now it'll be more open to the public, so that'll be
in my head. I'm still like, I won't be happy until I see someone playing that game. I'm just like, it just looks amazing. It just looks amazing, and it's so. How many? As I said before, how many times do you find a project so early that is so good?
Wild Worlds. It was the only other one we found, and
Sandbox, yeah.
Wild Worlds, I think, was the earliest we found.
But even, I mean, I watched the Sandbox earlier, guys. I was saying that, and I the graphics are like it's like that sort of. It's like it's nothing like Compy.
Look at Axie. Axie looks like shit. Honestly, it looks like shit.
Yeah, it does.
It's a PvP. Any other than that, it looks like shit. It's a shitty mobile game. Let's be honest.
I looked at Decentraland as well. I was like, I can't wait to see this, guys. I played Minecraft for years, so I I was expecting after 10 years ago I played Minecraft. And I thought, well, it's 10 years on. Surely the graphics went on to Decentraland. I was just like, what the fuck? Am I seeing things? People, I get the quirkiness of it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, dude, but it's it could still be improved. It could be improved. Let's be real. Let's be blunt. It could be better.
Love it.
Okay. On to the next one. Totally unrelated to the metaverse, but really cool. Unibright. They have released their base ledger, which is super sick. It is their main net for Unibright, which is really awesome. Data Dash did a video on this, I think, last week, that they'd be releasing this, and they've officially done it after 2 years of work. We've been huge fans of them for a while, and this is probably the biggest news for them in a couple of years. People will start to actually be able to build on Unibright, use Unibright as the main base for all of their ecosystem, which is
we actually got into Unibright super early, and no one was talking about Unibright when we first found Unibright, when they first came over for an AMA. We done a review and AMA in December 2019. No one was talking about Unibright then. No one.
That was back before I joined. Wow, that was a while ago.
Chico's a huge advocate of Unibright. He wasn't pushing that till mid 2020.
Wow.
Nobody was on it. And it's sad to say there was only probably a dozen guys from TGH who actually bought and held. Most people flipped it within a couple of days. Missed out on massive gains.
Well, now I hope those people are still holding, because it's doing pretty great now. Their mainnet is live. So props to any of you that held on.
Love it.
Yeah. So into our last piece of news here, we've got Gamify releasing their newest version of their platform, which had so many updates. Actually, they are now adding 3 more networks: 4. Avalanche, Phantom, Opera, and Arbitrum 1. They upgraded their launchpad and their marketplace. You can now stake Gamify to earn more Gamify, and then there is also an insight page for all of the games that are offered on their launchpad, and then a bunch of other ones too. So huge updates there, and we love to see it. Always improving. Yeah, they've been really stop building. So
Gamify's been quite solid, hasn't it? It's been quite solid.
Oh yeah. Well, and their IDOs are one of the best. They're the 4th best return
amongst the best launchpads still out there.
Yeah. Definitely they've had some of the better IDOs. But yeah, it's definitely been a overall pretty solid pick. Price wise, I think it could improve definitely.
And that happens. It was a bit overextended, obviously.
I actually have 2 more updates on our picks. One of them being X-Cat Network. I hope I didn't butcher the name, because that's actually the first time I pronounce it. I have no idea how to pronounce the name.
Something like that.
Yeah, they've released their governance portal, and they also onboarded or released their biggest creator so far with 24 million subscribers. So now they have a total subscriber count of something like 250 million or so, 240 million, something like that. So when that plugin goes live, it's going to be a wild ride for them, I think. And also DAO Maker has released a multi-chain stablecoin farm. I think the APR on that is around 16% for stablecoins on Ethereum, which is quite good.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's better than QuickSwap.
Yeah, much better than QuickSwap. I have to migrate.
Yeah, my QuickSwap APR kind of died.
Yeah, 7% now.
It's 7 now?
It's 7 now, yeah.
Wow, that is shocking. Guys, on that note, sorry, is farming still a big thing where you can make lots of money, or was that a phase that is kind of path?
It depends. You still have those degenerate farms where you get insane APRs, but you have to be on the ball all the time. You have to move out, move in real quick, move to the next one.
Yeah, you have to dedicate all your time to that, don't you? You can't be trading and
the money that I have in farm. Yeah, the money I have in farms isn't trading. It's just kind of leave it and let it grow because I wasn't going to trade with it anyways.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
better to get some APR than none, kind of a deal.
Exactly.
Love
If,
it,
if,
love
if
it.
you have like a couple of long-term picks, for example, for me, it's like stable coins and Ethereum. I just put them to LP and get, I don't know, even if it's 20%, it's still better than nothing.
Yeah. Defo.
Yep.
Love it, guys. What's a great week. Loads of news
yeah.
there.
Hell of a week.
But once again, please subscribe, follow, support us. We're doing our best to bring value, to bring content, to provide some sort of service to people, and this will improve over time, and with your support, even more so. So thank you, guys. Have a great week.
And actually, I've heard
thank
at
you.
1K subscribers, Sean was going to make a naked stream, something like this. Shirtless,
No.
at least. Shirtless.
Wasn't me. Shirtless. It'd be
We
1K.
can-
It'd be 1K like that if you say that. Oh yeah, great idea actually. Yeah.
1K subscribers, and we both do shirtless stream.
Actually, it's a good
There you
idea
go.
that
I
actually.
like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
Let's go for it.
It's a good idea actually. Yeah, I like that. All right, guys,
All right.
take it easy.
Love
Bye.
it. I love
See you
it.
later.
Yeah.